Hi everyone and welcome to Bad Car Symptoms. In this video you'll see some of the most common bad alternator symptoms. The alternator is in charge of providing electric power to your car while the engine is running, and if it doesn't work properly, the car will eventually break down. Very important information, so stay with us. Bad car symptoms. Battery warning light on the dashboard. Know that most alternator problems are signalized by the battery warning light on the dash. If it appears while you're driving, you certainly have a problem. Also, if it doesn't appear when you turn on the ignition, you also have a problem. Another common bad alternator symptom is that you have battery problems all the time, like weak cranking, sudden loss of electric power, constant battery depletion, and else. All in all, you'll notice that the battery will be flat most of the time. The alternator also has the function of recharging the battery while driving, so if it doesn't do that properly, you're essentially driving on the battery charge, meaning the battery will be quickly depleted. The headlights fluctuate. This means that the headlights do not have the constant equal light as usual. When you add revs, they are brighter, and they go dim when the engine idles. You'll see a clear and very visible pulsating of the headlights. Freak electric and electronic problems. This bad alternator symptom is common since the car's computer and all of the electric and electronic systems depend on a stable power input from the alternator. You'll recognize these symptoms by the illogical things happening, like freak appearance of dashboard warning lights, sudden turning on and off of various systems and appliances, the check engine light may come up for no reason, and so on. The bulbs are burning out more than usual. One more telltale sign that you have an alternator problem is that the bulbs burn out more than usual, especially the bulbs for the headlights. If you have to change the bulbs, for instance, once a month, check the alternator voltage for higher voltage than normal. A bad sulfur-like smell from the engine bay. One more sign of the alternator overcharging is a bad sulfuric smell from the engine bay. It much resembles the foul smell of rotten eggs. If you notice this, react as soon as possible, as it may cause significant damage due to overcharging. A grinding noise from the engine bay. This bad alternator symptom appears if the bearings on the alternator are bad. You'll hear a very loud grinding and later cracking sound. Know that if the problem goes unattended at this point, the alternator may get jammed and snap the serpentine belt. Constant serpentine belt problems. If you constantly have to replace the serpentine belt, then you might have bad bearings on the alternator, a bad alternator pulley, or else. If a quality serpentine belt, once you replace it, lasts only a couple of thousand miles and then snaps, check the alternator first. A mild loss of engine power. For the last bad alternator symptom that is perhaps tougher to spot, and that is a loss of engine power. This loss is usually barely noticeable, but for instance you can notice it when you turn on the headlights. You'll notice that the engine starts to bog down immediately. This is because the faulty alternator adds much more load on the engine than normal. Once you notice any of these symptoms, react, or you may easily be left with a broken down car. The best way to know if the alternator is the cause of problems is to use a multimeter and check the alternator voltage. The normal and best voltage is 14 to 14.5 volts. The minimal voltage is 13.5, and this is mostly for older cars which have less appliances and installations. The maximal voltage is 14.8. Anything over this is a problem, especially if it goes over 15 volts. This is even dangerous. So that's it for this time. We hope the video helps recognize the problem. Please like and subscribe, it's a huge help for what we're doing. Thanks for watching and thanks for your time.